No, that's the boss.
Okay,
That's the
guys.
boss.
Careful. Oh shit!
Oh, no.
We are getting crushed. I'm dying. Heal someone, Kappa. Oh, heal yourself, heal yourself.
Go, go, go.
Yes!
Nice! Me.
Hey guys, it's Catfish here again and welcome back to my channel. Update 2.4 is out, bringing lots of massive changes to Metro, including a new map and a new radiation zone. In this video, like before, I will talk about everything you need to know about the new map and in the new meta, what you should do if you want to get rich this season. Let's get started. First things first, in terms of weapons, grenade launchers are no longer cancerous. While still effective, they now take multiple shots, and I mean at least 4 or 5 shots to kill a level 6 enemies as of the making of this video. This means that 2 frag grenades or 2 Molotov cocktails are now essential in your loadout if you wish to have the means to blow up your enemy in a stalemate like this.
Yeah, see how good dog shit the freaking grenade launcher is now?
Excellent
Oh!
work. Thank you.
Yo, nice.
MK14, MG3, and Groza are still the fastest killing, fully automatic weapons in the game, to the surprise of nobody, since after all, they are airdrop weapons. However, more detailed research done by my OS clanmates and I have revealed that logistically speaking, under 15 meters, the S12K and the DBS are by far superior to the MK14 and MG3 no matter how skilled an enemy is. This is because shotguns have no hipfire spread and has the potential to two-shot enemies.
Yep. Man.
Killing spree for the blue
Nice.
team!
Reloading.
Nice shot! The blue team is in the lead.
Also, I memorized the layout. Oh, yeah, people here. Nice.
When everyone on the team has an S12K or DBS and everyone shoots an enemy at the same time or rushes at the same time, sometimes enemies get overwhelmed and don't even have a chance to respond. On top of this, shotgun shells are insanely cheap. I'm talking 400 rounds of high explosive 12 gauge is only 100,000 Metro cash. And unlike rifle rounds, you only need to bring about 80 to 100 rounds each game. You can see in this chart here that on the first column is the various type of ammunition. The second column is how much a high explosive round of that caliber would cost. The third column is the damage they deal, and the last column is quite literally bang for your buck. You can see that a shotgun high explosive round deals 2 damage for every Metro cash you spend, which is literally 10 times more cost effective than literally every other round in the game. So, what is the perfect loadout if you want to get rich this season? Well, now I bring MK14 as my universal weapon for all general combat, and for combat under 20 meters, I'm talking underground fights, I'm talking fighting against bosses and mutants, I'm talking about fighting in buildings. You should use S12K for these kinds of close range combat. The reason I choose S12K over DBS is because it's more flexible due to the insanely fast reload and the duckbill attachment, and because it's basically an AKM that fires 12 gauge. In terms of vest attachments, I'm still using the lead-lined fabric with 2 pouches because I have determined that the pouches are the best vest attachments. In your backpack, at the very least, you should bring 4 first aid, 10 energy drinks, 2 Molotovs, 100 rounds of HE 12 gauge, and 100 rounds of 7.62mm HE rounds. On your weapons, you need to have at least 1 long-range scope, preferably 6x, and a night vision scope. This is the correct way to play Metro. If you use any other loadout, then you will be doing so at your own risk. This is determined to be the ultimate meta loadout as of update 2.4. Okay, so the new map now requires $300,000 loadout value, which is usually not an issue anyway, since wearing full level 6 set already brings you to over 500,000 loadout value. When you spawn, be very careful. It is very possible that an enemy team spawn very near you, possibly even behind you. This map is extremely unpredictable on the surface. It is very easy to get shot at from some unknown direction. Basically, imagine how crazy the Sandhawk bootcamp is, and that's basically this map. In terms of actual combat tactics, not much has changed. I mean, sure, you have a few new bosses, but to be honest, besides the fancy new graphics, they fight just like old Map 1 and Map 2 bosses. Just stick with your team, push together, be coordinated, and when dealing with real players, use MK14 to deal damage to enemies and then slowly push up. Once you're around 20 meters away, switch to S12K and then push up. Even the underground tunnels are more or less the same. There's those, those long tracks in the tunnels, and then you have those like smaller rooms, right? So like always, shotguns are the ultimate boss destroyer. Just get within 10 meters, dump your mag, and if everyone on your team does this, the boss is dead. I will say though that by far the biggest new feature is the new radiation zone. When you push right in, you will be greeted by new mutants, which are basically mutant frogs. So not dogs anymore, frogs guys, enemy frogs. So if you're using an S12K with HE ammo like you should, you wouldn't waste your precious 7.62mm ammo, and the frogs are a 2-shot kill. If you're really bad at aiming, it should take 4 shots. So in this radiation zone, this new map 5 radiation zone, there is loot everywhere, and loot can be hidden in the most difficult to see places. Like I'm talking underwater, I'm talking hidden in this sideways train. So my advice to viewers is to be thorough. Be very thorough. Accidentally leaving behind a crate unopened can easily be $200,000 you just missed out on. And there are also file cabinets everywhere. Make sure you open every single one because there is a very high chance you'll get a black password letter there. And when you do get this black password letter, always open the black door in the laboratory, never the one underground. The one underground only gives you 4 chests containing regular map 3 loot. On the other hand, the laboratory black bunker gives you 2 chests of map 5 loot, and map 5 loot is always by default superior to map 3 loot. So because of this reason, I will say that grinding map 5 makes map 3 look like map 1 loot. Like I'm talking like on average, you can get around 2 to 4 million Metro cache of loot profit just from looting in the radiation zone without having to kill anyone. You can get all kinds of new loot, like camera lens, the gold pile, biological sample, the RTX graphics card, just to name a few major ones. So in case I haven't mentioned it yet, the new library of map 5 radiation zone is the biological laboratory. In here, you will fight a special frogman boss, and there are 2 types of these frogman bosses. There is a poison variant and there is a fire variant. You can tell just by the name. So P is for poison, fire is F, right? You can use the canisters around the environment to deal damage to them, but frankly, just rushing them and dumping your shotgun shells in its face is by far more effective. After that, just make sure you stay boosted at all times within the radiation zone, and you should be doing okay. So what is combat like in the radiation zone? Well, to be frank, not very different. I will say that because it's smaller, it's much easier to fight enemies, and the rooftop of the laboratory is now the new library rooftop. It's really easy to camp there. So, however, just remember that there is an alarm that goes off if there's anyone on the roof. You can use this to your advantage to know if there are enemies above you. Let me think. I mean, that's pretty much the basics of map 5. If I missed anything in particular, or if I miss anything at all, let me know what I skipped over in the comments below and I'll address it in my next video. Anyways, peace out guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Enemies ahead.
Wait.
He's going to arrest his teammate. Nice. Nice. Okay, you guys can loot. Guys go loot the crates.